This place doesn't look the same without its sign. Let's do something about that. Welcome back to more of Trails in the Sky SC. Now it's time to actually take care of some quests in Zeiss. To start this one, talk to Kilika and ask her about the sign. Well, you said the earthquake thing wasn't urgent. This really does seem like some kind of prank. I mean, what would anyone have to gain from just stealing that sign? Yeah, it's basically just someone taunting us. Okay. And just like that. Someone in disguise. Oh, great. Beauteous princess and her companions, the soul of gathered heroes is in my hands. Should you desire its release, you must defeat my curse. The first key is in the city. Search the back of the 40-year-old man. It's that guy again! Phantom Thief B. He's just taunting us. It seems like we have an obsessive fan now, I guess. He definitely seems like one of those types who just steals things for the challenge and to mess with people. We were not on his radar before, we definitely are now, so... yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this wherever we go, most likely. This first one's definitely really petty though, it's like, yeah, got your sign! I'm sure Olivier would take that a certain way. But he does love to speak in riddles. So obviously you don't want to take this one literally. And so we're hot on the trail of Phantom Thief B once more. Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of reading that card over dramatically. I was not trying to imitate his voice. We will be hearing him with voice acting a bit later on, and his voice definitely fits, I'll just say, but I'll talk about that a bit later. So, the 40-year-old man. First orbally powered clock, made in the year 1162. Well, isn't it 1202 right now? Yes, it's his calling card. So we've solved the first riddle. Yet far off. In the central factory, search within the wisest one. So this is why I put off accepting this until now, because like I said in the last part, you can't enter the factory until you've talked to Tita, and you need to enter the factory in order to complete this quest. This one, I actually figured this out pretty much instantly when I first played this game. So let's see if you can figure it out while we're on our way there. Well, of course you did. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. It justifies why he has the mad scientist here. If you talk to this guy, though... I don't know if you remember, but Freddy was actually the assistant at the Orbital Factory from Roland. So he's all the way over here now. I really like this detail, just like the NPCs of this world all have their own lives and they go about these lives as you go through the game. It's just something that a lot of fans of the Trails series really appreciate. They really just do give you that impression that the world is its own living entity that goes on without your input. Not everything in the world revolves around the central characters. Like I said, all these other people have their own lives that they will be living out as you're handling your problems. So he's going over here for work. And yeah, more Joshua stuff. I mean, I suppose Freddy is still kind of tangentially related to the main characters through Estelle and Joshua, but there are other people too, like Murano. Like, Murano doesn't really concern herself with what you're doing, and yet she still has her own arc throughout this game if you talk to her at every opportunity. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure she's right here. Yeah, there she is. And she certainly whips her subordinates into shape. So I want to go and try and say hi to the factory chief. We don't necessarily need to, but it's always nice to check in. Hopefully we don't have to catch you smoking again. Well, we should leave that to him, I guess. I've got a lot of good equipment here. Actually, our next step is to find the wisest one. The next place I want to stop by is the 3rd floor, because to make things a little more complicated, I'm going to be accepting another quest within a quest. This one here. Of course, while we're here, I can check in with Tita. And not much progress on that front. But you, there are some things that I can talk about regarding this quest. It's actually very interesting. Carl. Yeah, I think this was the guy that we found that prototype orbital gun for back in the first game. Yes, it was. And yet more Joshua. I was about to say guilt tripping, but no, we're not guilty of that. It's just, I don't know, bringing up bad memories. Oh, actually, now would be a good time to talk about that. I'll mention that after this. It's something that I only realized just yesterday when I was checking my inventory. But we have other things to worry about. The job board. This is why I did not recommend buying a new gun for Olivier, because part of this quest involves testing one. Yep, go ahead. And Estelle said exactly what I said. Yeah, we need people trained in combat for this. Fortunately, we are those people. True. And you wouldn't get that kind of stress test in a lab. Definitely don't want this kind of thing to jam at the worst possible time. Yeah, I'm just thinking of Percy for Critical Role with his guns always breaking. Sadly, he is, and I think the line is coming up. Singular pleasure. Okay, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. So, this bit here is actually a reference to a glitch that the localizers encountered when they were doing the translation for this game. And the acknowledging skills part is important because here's what happened. I can show a screenshot right now. When they were first doing the localization, they encountered a weird bug where certain words would just randomly be blown up to about 10 times their usual size. And one of those bugs occurred during this quest, where that line became, "He may be a total weirdo, but his gun skills are legit!" Then one of the other localizers came and joked that in a just world, the word total weirdo would be blown up because it's Olivier we're talking about, and sure enough, despite fixing the bug, they actually did reference it by having the phrase total weirdo blown up much bigger than the normal text size. Yeah, the localization history of this game is really fascinating. There are a lot of blogs covering it. I think they contain minor spoilers, not a lot of really important ones, but it's just like, it's just interesting. It's just would be so interesting to be part of one of those teams because obviously Japanese games are not designed with foreign languages in mind, and so things break in weird ways when you try and insert English text, and from what I can tell, also that line from Estelle there. From what I can tell, some very weird bugs happened when they were trying to insert the text into this one. The text blowing up is only half of it. You had, like, the save point lights coming out of the rear ends of NPCs while they were walking around. The screen going completely black. Since we're in the central factory, I guess I can talk about this too. Apparently, a actual quote from a beta tester. "I was surprised by the number of invisible monsters that tried to kill me in the central factory." Considering the central factory never actually has monsters, I don't know what broke to make that happen. So, going off the subject of developer trivia and back into the subject of the actual game, what we need to do for this quest is we need to go to Trap Plains Road, and we need to win 15 battles with this gun equipped. They say 10, you need 15 for bonus BP. And they do specify Trap Plains, so I think you have to do it there. Battles elsewhere probably don't count, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never really tested that. But just to be sure, you should fight 15 battles at Trap Plains Road. It's really not that hard to do, but you need to make sure that Olivier has the gun equipped while you're doing this, otherwise it won't count. And it's a little better than what he had before. So yeah, that's all of that out of the way, and next stop is the 4th floor of this place. Because in the lab, there are a few things we need to mention. Hi there, Antoine, we've missed you. You can no longer get free tomatoes from those plants. Also, I've been told this guy has kind of funny dialogue. Oh, right, it's the Stragers guy. Of course. Did they credit Estelle for the testing for that? Because that'd really make her existence. So that thing where they said they kind of joked about making a new bracer model? If we go into our bracer notebook and go to the section on pay, Strager B1, Strager sneakers designed for bracers. We need a B+ rank to get those, but I'm sure Estelle will look forward to that. This is the guy who was talking about the tomatoes. So one thing that's actually kind of cool, you can buy the tomatoes in stores now. So his research actually paid off. I love how you see the world developing over the course of the game. In fact, in later Trails games, you can buy the acerbic tomato. It's just a standard ingredient you can find in stores, and it's all because of that minor subplot in the first game, so that's pretty cool. So, the Orbital Calculator System, Capel System version 7.0, blah 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 blah, Central Factory. Establishment, Universal Tech, related topics. Combustion engine, gasoline hauling vehicle, Universal Tech. Ordnance, crystal circuits, septium, airships, all weaponry, tactical ordnance, new model ordnance. Bracer Guild sign! Huh. That wasn't there before. A metal sign removed from the Zeiss branch of the incompetent Bracer Guild by the genius and dashing Phantom Thief Blueblunk. While its financial value is insignificant, the shock to guild members is likely considerable, and reading this now must fill you with shame. I have probably said enough. I need to provide the next key. The third key is in the city. Gaze up at the 3 Hassad brothers. Note, this entry will self-delete. You are recommended to commit this entry to a memo immediately. Yep, he actually hacked the Capel and put that message in. So yeah, this was the wisest one, as I figured out pretty quickly. So for this next clue, we need to go back to town. The 3 Hassad brothers. While we're here though, I want to take care of a couple of things in the basements. The first is to go over here. This one's entirely optional, but I want to go ahead and talk to Faye. Because we actually did a job for her last time. And she met up with her ex-boyfriend. And yeah, we actually helped with that, so... way to go us. Now the second thing you want to do down here, and this is actually important. So there should be a guy somewhere around this area. I think he's just outside in the Caldia tunnel. Yeah, this guy right here. This is probably one of the most jerkish things in the whole game. I mean, if you know it's here, you'll know it's important, because this guy is an important witness. Some strange person dressed in black was walking around the area. And it made him a bit uncomfortable. A big guy, dark suit and gloves. A big ripped guy with dark suit and gloves wearing sunglasses. Estelle, you have... oh, actually just the moon glasses. I don't think they're actually sunglasses. Not really. That's a pretty clear description. So you want to make sure you talk to Rudy before you go to Wolf Fort, because getting this description of the suspicious man is worth bonus BP. Yeah, if you've missed any BP playing the game, this is likely to be one of the things you missed. I mean, while we're here, we should probably take care of the... Okay, there is a monster for us to fight down here. We're in the area, we may as well do it. You can put this off until later, and you will be exploring the Caldia tunnel on your own as part of the story eventually, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. And while we're here, we can go ahead and clear out some, not all of the chests, just some. There's one chest in the Caldia tunnel that we can't actually get just yet, because it is on the way to Caldia Limestone Cave, and the way is sealed off for now. But we can grab this monster chest. Hi there, that's a lot of enemies. Oh, please don't put him to sleep. Okay, this could be bad. So here we have a whole bunch of enemies. Bubble blowers, cave rays, damp crawlers, and this thing right here, fairy epitaph. Giant anthill turn monster chest. Now these things never move, but they can petrify you. I probably should have equipped resistance to that. Let's see. Clock down might not be a bad idea here. I completely forgot this was a monster chest, so forgive me if I'm a little flustered right now. Okay, at least you wake up instantly upon getting hit. This isn't Pokemon. Swarm of Evil! And it actually does a lot of damage. Would you be a good turtle? And yep, you got into the Hellgate range. Nice. Okay, you are going to go ahead and, let's see, maybe you could try and firebolt around here or something. Olivier, obviously, you're going to go ahead and go for White Gahana, which can probably catch, not a lot of enemies, but quite a few. I want to take out the bubble blowers quickly, otherwise there could be problems. That's not going to be enough, is it? I'm going to go ahead and use my Tira Balm here. Yeah, I was going to try and avoid most of the monsters here because we've kind of seen them already in the first game. Then again, though, this is supposed to be a complete walkthrough of SC, so it's not really complete without showing the monsters. But at least I got to show a lot of them in this fight. And yeah, Olivier is draining 0 HP there because of his Absorb Quartz. Ow, cave in. Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't hit him. I am S-braking just in case the worm decides to go for Agate, which it probably will. Yeah, Agate loves to spam S-Crafts. That's basically his thing. You'll be seeing a lot of S-Crafts where he's concerned. And we have the Jet Tortoise and the Fairy Epitaph. Okay, how weakened is the Fairy Epitaph, relatively? Guess I can go for this on it. Actually, not that much damage. Don't know if oh, I can actually get Tira in. Yeah, once your casters get faster, things get a lot more manageable in this game. Swarm of Evil again. It's just using Earth Guard. Can I actually Sturm you? I can. Probably going to do no damage, though. Practically no damage. Don't Swarm of Evil her, please. You did. Well, good thing I have Azalea Kisses.
We're good to go.
And I'm probably going to need to go back and heal before the wanted monster. Because I don't really want to go into the fight with, not so much this low HP, but more this low of an EP value. Oh, yeah. That can only... You can only use that if you're close to it, and that can petrify you, so I'm extremely lucky that Agate did not get petrified there, because... Yeah, that would have practically meant death. So I'm just gonna keep thinking those are an exploding enemy, but they're not. Oh, level up for Olivier, so he recovers all of his EP anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that fight does not count for the purposes of the, gun testing. This treasure is actually still full of treasure. Problem is, the rest of the monsters are on break. Sorry, kid. That one's actually pretty good. Oh, okay. Now you give me something preventing petrify. Gonna go ahead and give that to you because you have Curia to cure others of petrify. Found frog. Just a random frog sitting around in a treasure chest. Back in the good old days, this required keys to open. You know, I wonder if that's actually a reference to Dragon Slayer, because I think the chest did require keys in that game. Okay, so there's nothing much else to see here. Except this path is blocked for now. We can't go that way. Oh, right, of course, there's an ultimate charging station in the middle of the road here, so no need to pay for the inn this entire chapter, just use this. It does require a trek down to the tunnel, but it's worth it to save a little bit of money. Oh, there's also a fishing spot here. Okay, so quite a few little passageways here that will hide chests, so we're going to go ahead and clear those out. Uh-oh.
Well, that takes care of that.
Gemini boots. You open the chest and wait for an item to levitate from the chest and into your hands. Nothing happens. Aren't all boots like Gemini though, because there's two of them? Anyway, women only, defense plus 55, move plus 1. Actually not as good as the hard loafers, so... Yeah, and it actually has worse movement than the hard... Why does that exist? Anyway, up here we have a Tira Balm. You're not digging this whole one item per chest thing, are you? Death Blow 2. The empty chest shape tempts you to climb on top of it and start writing the next great Zemurian novel. You somehow resist the urge. I wonder what a novel written by Estelle would be like. I don't want to even think about what a novel written by Olivier would be like. But anyway, so for those who don't know from the first game, Death Blow 2 is a guaranteed instant death, but the quartz breaks afterwards. So good for emergencies, it works on some monster quests. EP charge. As you close the empty chest, you weigh the pluses and minuses of staying in there to jump out and scare the next person who checks it, probably. But yeah, that's a pretty good quote. Oh, there you are, okay. Actually, that thing kind of jump-scared me. I didn't realize it was right there. So that's the monster that we need to take down for this quest. I don't think we need to really be spread out anymore. I just kind of realized a trick to building up Agate's CP quickly. When you have a heal point nearby, is to get into a fight, use Wild Rage, run, heal, and then repeat. I just realized I have an idea here. We just got that Death Blow quartz. Of course, you need it to be... It counts as status quartz, so you can't use it with any other status quartz. But I have an idea. So, our fight here is against a whole bunch of whale frogs, which we did encounter back in the last game. The whale frog male, which is the only one we saw in the last game, they can call for backup, and the whale frog female, which can call the males, which in turn call for other things as backup. So, obviously, you want to take out the female first, and that is exactly why I brought the Death Blow quartz. Yep, already calling more of them. Okay, so step 1 on damage control is to go ahead and use clock down. Step 2 on damage control is to... let's see. Yeah, if I can get all of you in final break, I may as well go for it. And can you get clock down in on the others? Yeah, I guess we'll start with this. And with that, yes, everything is speed down. Those two are probably going to be gone, and they can summon fly skippers, which don't have a lot of health, but are very annoying. And you can see how this can quickly get out of hand, because with the female summoning more males, and the males summoning more fly skippers, yeah, this very quickly becomes an issue. Let's get you back up. You're in quite a good position for me to start spamming some white Gahanas on you, though. But this is what I... Watch it be immune to this. Okay, I actually need to use Comet for that. I was stupid. Obviously the first thing that gets hit by the death blow effect, so I should have aimed it solely at the female. Like, I realized that the instant that I selected Comet, I was like, oh wait. That was bad, but I should hopefully be able to salvage this. After all of these things are basically... You know what, I'm going to go ahead and do these just because...
Let me show you the truth.
Let's see if I can actually take out... No, did not take out any of them. Okay, everyone is pretty badly hurt right now. Can definitely finish off at least one of them. Let's see if this does anything significant. Not really. But the big fat whale frogs are blocking off the fly skippers from getting to us, so that's useful. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Just in case. Oh, I had this brilliant plan with that Deathblow Quartz to take out the female first, and then, of course, I almost pull it off, and... Okay, good, you're not summoning. But I just hit the wrong thing. But nothing a good Wild Rage sort out. I mean, the strategy is good, don't get me wrong, just don't rely on it for everything. Because as you can see, his next turn is not coming for a very long time. Yeah, definitely want to prioritize the female. Spiral Flare is a bit inefficient in terms of damage to cast time ratio, but I guess I'll go for it here. Yeah, getting Clock Down up makes your casters, well, really, really good at casting. Yeah, let's just finish you. Okay, we don't need to worry about anything else apart from you summoning more flies. And of course you summoned a Fly Skipper. I just knew the moment that I said that, I was like, yeah, you're gonna summon another Fly Skipper, aren't you? But at least you're gone. And now we just have the Fly Skipper, and as long as we don't hit it with wind, we should be fine. Yeah, Blue Impact should do it. Anyone at risk of dying to that thing? I don't think so. Yep, it's gone. So yeah, that one's really not that bad. Someone gonna level up out of that? Yes, we got Estelle and Chloe leveling up. And a lot of time, but still not enough for Actually, I think we might have just barely enough for a new Time Quartz. But anyway, that's that monster down. So let's head back to Zeiss to finish up with the Phantom Thief B request. Okay, so we still have a few more riddles to solve. The first is the Three Hatted Brothers. So, what could that be referring to? Well, these things certainly look like hats, but there's only two of them there. So we need to find a clump of three. Two there. There's three here. This actually reminds me of a rock formation in Australia called the Three Sisters, which are just, you know, three rocks of different sizes. And I think they're actually, like, slowly being eroded, and I think they might eventually be two sisters, or even one. But, one more card. Let the souls of heroes descend into the quiet earth. Raise your voice high and chant to the goddess C26DE. Okay, that's weird. We were already there. So, I kinda lied earlier. There was a reason why I pointed out Faye before. Sort of. See, where would you use a set of numbers like that underground? If it is, I would be very worried for your safety. Maybe lock the doors of this place and get out of here. Yeah, you'd think that a factory's storage would have IDs like this. So what happens if we call up that number? Perhaps the goddess is the kind of a literal Deus Ex Machina, the machinery down here. And so our prize is... Wait for it. Yep, it's our sign. He snuck it into the factory storage somehow. Probably impersonating a member of the staff. Which means you really need to step up security here. Yeah, a whole lot of weird stuff. It's a long story. We have kind of an obsessive fan who does weird stuff. Let's just say. But with that, the proud bracer emblem has been restored to the guild sign. Of course, the only real reason that we did all that was because Blue Blank wanted us to run around and do random tasks. So, in the end, we kind of let him win, but it was either that or leave this guild with no sign. And we couldn't do that. Yeah, he wanted to taunt us saying, 1, I can steal stuff from the Bracer Guild at any time, 2, I can hack computers and put messages in them, and 3, I can get something into the factory storage without anyone realizing. So, we should be on our toes going forward. Phantom Thief B is very interesting because in a lot of ways, like, he's both comical and extremely terrifying at the same time. Okay, we'll return to the main mission just as soon as we clear up that thing at Leyston Fortress that I really don't want to. Oh, and fight 15 battles with Olivier, but we can actually do that at any time. We may as well go in here and collect our pay for the 2 requests that we completed. Caldia Tunnel Monster is done. We're still only at F+ class, though. And our next destination is... yeah. Up there! Leyston Fortress. we're about to take on a quest that is absolutely brutal on hard mode, but first, there was something that I promised to talk about earlier that I only discovered about this game recently. You know how Agate said if you forgot about a quest you did in the last game to check your notebook? Well, he didn't say game, but still. If we go into books, we still have our Junior Bracer notebook. And in our Junior Bracer notebook, we still have records of everything we did in the previous game, including, if you did a file transfer, all of the quests from the previous game that you did. I didn't know this until I looked in my books list and was like, huh, that's there. So for example, Black Notebook, this is quite an obscure quest, but this proves that I did it. And if we go over to Zeiss, Messenger of Love, we gave Faye the woolly knit hat. And here's Find the Prototype, and yes, it does mention Carl's name, so I didn't know that. That's really cool. You keep your Junior Bracer notebook and everything in there transfers over. So, next time, pain. Lots of pain. Extreme pain. See you then.